Thursday evening meditation session, and I'm just going to wait a few minutes for people to show up. Let me know when you're here and how you're doing. We're just going to get started in a few minutes. So, I'm going to grab some water and I'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, we're here to meditate. We are here to meditate. This is our Thursday night Grassroots of Democracy meditation session. What we do is we chat for 15 minutes and then we get into our meditation time. So, we continue to live in more and more challenging times, so let's just acknowledge that everybody's going through it, and let's be gentle and kind to ourselves and to one another to the best of our ability. I'm going to just turn this down a little. So, as we well know, the news has been harrowing, just harrowing. It's been extremely challenging to keep our center, but we really have to train ourselves to keep our center, because we don't want to be contributing with our mental state to the chaos. We don't want to do that, okay? We don't want to be contributing to the chaos by the sheer fact that we feel chaotic. Okay, so I'm getting ready to put a class together. I'll give you the details as they come up about how to calm down. It's a skill. It's not something that we're taught. In fact, we're taught the opposite. We're taught to just freak out. You know, you hear these things people say like, should I be worried? Or, you know, just like, you know, we're encouraged in our society to keep the stress level at a maximum. And what happens when we automatically go there, when we don't reel ourselves in and understand that we're making it worse, is then they like, I've been talking about this a lot lately, then they have us, then the evil forces have us in their grip. If they can keep us in chaos, they can keep us weak. I have the gift in my life of having been trained by some very astute teachers, and I consider that an absolute blessing and a gift. And it's my obligation, it's my responsibility to share what I know, because that's what we're supposed to do. If we're holding something that's beneficial, potentially beneficial to others, and we have it and we see that it's needed, and this goes for all of us with everything that we do. If we have the capability and we look out into society and we go, boy, is that necessary. Boy, I know how to deal with that. I have a solution. Maybe one of many solutions. I have a solution for that problem. And who am I to hold back? So this meditation is in that spirit. And I want to acknowledge those who have crossed over to the other side, my dad included, which happened on Monday. My friend Brenton Roberts, who I played a song called Can't Stop Love of his that he wrote. We lived together in Nashville for a while. All the ascended masters, all the gurus. I've been thinking about Ram Dass a lot. You know, we draw from them, and they're with us, and we use what they taught us. So let's take a moment, just reflect on what you've been taught. Who had the greatest influence on you when it came to, gosh, you know, like life is full of anxiety, life is full of turmoil. You know, when it came to those times when you were just losing your mind, who was helping you? Let's just take a moment and bring to mind maybe a person or more than one person that held that space for you. Maybe it was a priest, maybe a nun, maybe a teacher, maybe a guru, like said gurus, you know, taught me everything that I know about meditation and the benefits of that. And even if it's somebody that you didn't know personally, was there somebody, like you can still watch that guru on YouTube. You can go to ishafoundation.org. So friends here, both here and in the spiritual realm. We have to use them, and this is the time to use them. What's going on in our country right now is designed to make us freak out. And if they can get enough people to freak out, I'm not saying that there's not some, I mean, that plane crash last night, absolutely unimaginably horrific. But it's not imagination, it happened. There are reasons to be afraid, but there aren't any reasons to stay afraid. So as we go into our meditation, which I really strive to do it, to start at exactly 15 minutes, so you can queue up. And the meditation is 15 minutes. So you can queue up later and do it again. The teacher you have in mind is still with you. Oh, good. Yeah, that guru is still with us too. Fortunately, we keep telling him not to leave yet. So make sure that you're in a comfortable space. One thing that I know is we don't shine our lights until we have to. We don't really make a concerted effort to shine our lights unless it's necessary. And there's nobody here tonight who can say with sincerity that we don't need it. we don't need any light. We got plenty of light. We don't need any light right now. Thank you, Michelle. We need as much light as we can bring up. So I'll be teaching you how to do that. One technique that we do here that I hope you know by now, so if you come here often, is we breathe in. Let's do that now. We breathe in very deeply as you can, and you hold the breath at the top as long as you can. And then you do a long exhalation. So a deep breath in, as deeply as you can breathe in. Just really stretch your lungs. And hold it, and a longer exhalation. Whenever you need to. And then the other technique that I want to share, that I've shared before, is to get all your focus in this present moment and to recognize that 99.9% of the time in any present moment, you're actually not in an emergency situation. Right? Right now, I'm here in my nice room. I have heat. I have potatoes for dinner. I had a cup of tea. It's quiet. In this moment, I'm not having an emergency, so why would I be in fight or flight? the evil powers that are running this illusion, this insanity, that are pulling us into fear, want us to think that we're in an emergency. There was an emergency last night, but there's nobody here in this chat that was in that terrible crash. Our power comes when we see it and we pray for those people fervently. And when we see what's happening, like we saw what the Orange Satan did in just a horrendous press conference. And we see it, and we see how horrible it is, how lacking in human decency and compassion, how dark it is. And rather than go there to the same level as he is at and hate back, we take those deep breaths. We recognize that we're currently not in an emergency and probably won't be. And we say, I'm not going to lower my vibration to be close to his level. I'm going to put my stake in the ground, metaphorically speaking, and I refuse to succumb to that. I refuse to stay mired in fear, and I'm a spiritual warrior, like a soldier, not a warrior. I'm a spiritual warrior of the light. There's nothing trite about that. I am a spiritual warrior. I'm an agent of the light. We're made of light. There's nothing woo-woo about this. There's nothing woo-woo about this. This is scientific. And I know you're starting to hear that more and more, because I actually have come across many YouTube channels that are saying, we're light, we're light, we're light. You know, like, so it's scientific. And also, I'm happy to see there's more understanding out there than there was some time ago. There's a lot more understanding that we've got to build the momentum. We've got to build the energy of the resistance. And the resistance is fearless. And you know, somebody's putting up God and Jesus, and that's whatever it is for you. There's one divine intelligence, and it moves within us, in us, and around us, and through us, and channels into the world. So I am grateful that you're here. Those on the other side who are holding the torch for democracy are so grateful that you are here. That you've chosen to take this half an hour to be together and basically, I'm going to call it the light fellowship. To be here, to join with others here, and also to intend that more and more people get on board. We're creating a wave of resistance to evil. We're creating a wave, huge, most otherworldly wave imaginable of resistance. And that's what we focus on when we see the unthinkable. We're not on this planet right now to get darker, to create a darker planet. That's not why we're here. Yeah, I'm aware of how dark it is. I know you mentioned in the chat what he said and all that. I'm very aware of it. Even though I told you I'm not watching the news right now, I do catch some of it. I promised that we'd start exactly at the 15-minute mark, so I want you to make sure that you don't have any disturbances around you. The meditation will be 15 minutes. So get comfortable, make sure nobody's going to interrupt you. That includes pets. I know we love our pets, but I mean, if you have pets. It's really important to be very, very, very focused. And somebody's just putting in the chat, they're very angry. I understand that. Okay, so close your eyes. Take a deep, deep breath in and hold it. And a longer breath out. Take another deep breath in and hold it. And a longer breath out. Let's do that again. A long breath in and hold it. And a longer breath out. And just feel the energy within you and around you. Just sense energy. In the next inhalation, really follow that breath in and hold it. Keep your attention on the sensation of the breath and then release totally. Feel yourself melting into relaxation. And tell yourself, really instruct yourself that the best use of your energy is to bring it into quiet. And agree to yourself to release any ideas that running around frantic has any use. And that includes mental frantic. It's of no use. It simply destroys you. So really, let's bring ourselves into that awareness. If we want to know what's going on in our country, we can know, but we do not dwell in the darkness. We recognize that a lot of that terror and fear is by design. To pound away at it is a way of trapping you. And imagine yourself in your life, moment to moment, day to day, having that very sharp awareness that if it punches you in the gut energetically, it's of the darkness. See yourself in your day-to-day, moment-to-moment life, hearing a terrifying news story like we have, taking deep breaths, saying a prayer, an intention for that situation to heal, and releasing the healing, and continuing on in your life in a bubble of peace. Not denying, creating peace, because it is needed. Let's begin to visualize. Take another deep breath in and hold it, and a longer breath out. And visualize without judging your visualization. Visualize a blank screen about 8 feet in front of you that you're looking at, like a movie screen. And on this movie screen, it's like you're watching a rerun of the energy of the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz campaign. Whatever memories of whatever rallies you watched during those months of that amazing campaign. Feel as though you're watching it on this mental screen, like a movie. The different states, the different rallies, the amazing DNC. And just imagine that you can perceive, maybe you can perceive, the energy that was present in that rally, in that space. See the smiling faces, feel the hopefulness, the joy, the exuberance, the exhilaration, the excitement, because we knew then and we know now the vision that is a very, very real possibility, and we need to bring that into reality. So right now, right here, we drop all cynicism, and we especially drop all fear of thinking about what we really want. Imagine yourself dropping that fear and that resistance to imagining what it is that you truly want for the highest good of all. No resistance, no sarcasm, no resignation, no telling yourself again and again, oh, that can never happen. That is the dark side working on you. So imagine the beautiful energy of all the millions upon millions upon millions of people in the United States of America that want that vision for America, that want this nation to move forward and not backwards, that wants this nation to have a government that is sane. See on the mental screen Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, strong, resolute, knowing this is not in the past. This energy is still here, just like we are still here. And recognize that any of this that you have just forgotten is largely due to what this news media has done to your brain, whether you know it or not. And imagine yourself now, taking a deep breath in, imagine yourself on that exhalation, that you're exhaling and blowing energy into this vision, into that memory, into that movie of the rallies from the past. Just last year, just a few months ago, when Kamala Harris had this nation on fire with a vision for a healed America. Imagine yourself blowing life force energy into the vision of then and into the vision of them in the future, replacing the absolute madness and insanity that we have been pummeled with, not only for the past 9 days, as we have watched this country being decimated by Vladimir Putin's puppet. See that gone, finished, and in the past. And now imagine on that mental screen, see a vision of Kamala Harris taking the oath of office. This is not something that's inconceivable. This is the real America. Sanity, experience, competence, kindness, compassion, thoughtfulness, genuine goodness, light, love, healing, pride, feeling proud of the United States of America. The sins of the past have been thrown back in our faces, the sins of our ancestors, those who have gone before us as Americans who were horrible. See our sins healed. We do not need to revisit them ever again. And imagine that you have the power to release the sins of those who have gone before us, the sins of hatred, genocide, racism, corruption, and all the rest. Let us forgive ourselves and our ancestors for all the harm, recognizing that we are one consciousness and one mind, one energy, joined together. Bringing your attention back to that mental screen. Imagine all the components of a United States government led by the smartest, the sharpest, the most dignified, respectful, lovers of democracy, defenders of democracy. See upstanding members of our military in charge. Imagine and see on that mental screen the America that you were always proud to stand for, standing up for freedom and liberty and justice for all. In that vision on that screen, imagine Americans dignified, respectful, honorable, and proud of our genuine goodness that hasn't gone anywhere. It's just that evil has succeeded in convincing a lot of people that that goodness doesn't exist. The roost is up. We no longer believe their lies. We stand in our truth. You can relax your focus on that mental screen. And now bring yourself into the emotional feeling state of Donald Trump removed from office. Feel the feeling of him gone, no longer able to continue to attack, no longer able to be carrying out the wishes of the most evil dictators on the planet. Imagine him removed from office completely, and all his criminal minions gone. Gone. The domestic terrorist groups have lost their interest in carrying out any plans to destroy anymore. Check yourself for any doubts and any cynicism. and ask the angels to take it away. And whomever you pray to, ask that energy right now to help you, to guide you, to lead you, to stay in the light, remaining in the space of peace, and constantly creating a mental equivalent condition of a peaceful and healed America and a peaceful and healed world as a result. It is so, because we have declared it and we have envisioned it to be so. And this visualization, this meditation, works as though on a time release and continues long after you have finished the meditation. And now bring your focus back to the gentle sensation of the breath as it moves in and out. Focusing on the feeling of calm. And recognizing when you're doing the work to stay calm, you're affecting millions of other consciousnesses. Millions, maybe even more. And I will begin to count up from 5 to 1 to bring you to an awakened state, but if you wish, you can stay in meditation. 5, remaining relaxed. 4, coming up. 3, staying centered. 2, keeping your focus on the good always. And at the count of 1, at your own pace, you can open your eyes and we'll end this meditation. And 1. Namaste.